Okay, welcome everyone. I'm Lisa Martin with Silver Spring Town Center, and we are pleased to welcome you to a very special artist talk, metalwork, pain dolls, and the wonder of creativity and healing with artist Donna Reinsel. Before we get started, I would like to introduce our sponsor of the month, Vedic Health. And we have our friend who is an Ayurvedic practitioner from Vedic Health, Meena Sharkar, joining us. So welcome, Meena. Please tell us about the healing practices you offer. It's such a much needed thing for many of us. We all need healing.
Sure. Lisa, thank you so much. And I'm so excited to be here. And nice to meet you, Donna. Really excited to hear your words as well. Hello, everyone. Meena Shankar. I am from Vedic Health, and I'm here to talk about the opening of a new Ayurvedic and holistic healing center here in Rockville, Maryland, not too far from where you guys are. But what is Vedic Health? It's a nonprofit organization that helps people heal from illness using natural therapies such as herbal medicine, ancient oil therapies, therapeutic massages, energy healing, diet, lifestyle guidance, yoga, and meditation. So we have it all. And we have a team, a great team of experienced Ayurvedic practitioners and Vaidyas, including myself, who are trained in determining the root cause. Most of the time, the root causes are not addressed. So the root cause is what we are looking for. What causes these imbalances in your body, mind, and spirit? And once we can identify the root cause, then we can create a customized plan for each of your healing and recovery. Our founder, Amita Jain, she opened this Vedic Health as a non-profit organization to make alternative medicine affordable and accessible to everyone. Oftentimes, insurance doesn't cover the high cost of functional medicines or integrative medicines and naturopathy consults. And sometimes supplements get very expensive. So you will find our services to be cost effective and even be reimbursable by your insurance. And we have a variety of healers, therapists, practitioners, all working together under one roof. And to make sure that our clients are healed from the spirit to the surface. You don't need to run around town to get all these services. And that is one of the great benefit of Vedic health, everything under one roof. And we are a completely natural and holistic approach to healing, recovery, and also prevention, which is very important. You will as soon as you enter our center, you can feel the uplifting vibration. So I definitely invite all of you to join our meet and mingle event on April 7th. Let me repeat again. April 7th, meet and mingle event. It's a Monday. You can drop in any time between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. So stop by, come look at our space and studio. Our team will be here. You can ask questions, you can check for the supplements, and also enjoy our Indian snacks and sweets. I would also like to mention that we are going to be launching our biggest event of the year this coming Friday, the March 14th. What is it? It's our 30-day spring detox event. Many of you may have done different types of detoxes, but this is unique. During this time, participants are guided through a deep cleanse, resulting in amazing healing for various conditions. And once you go to our website, you can even hear some of the reviews from our past participants. People have reported that they have lost weight, their pain has gone, allergy is gone, have better, clearer thinking, clarity of mind. Brain fog is one of the issues sometimes people report. Better sleep, improved focus, and even energy, and more, better memory, and lot more. So the results are just amazing to hear from some of these detox participants. And the whole program can be done from home guided by me. I'm the detox guide. I guide everybody individually, customize the plan for each and every one of them. And then we literally support them through the whole journey. So check our website. I can even put in the chat our website link. So you can go check out our events, check out our detox and sign up for that. And I look forward to seeing as many of you at our meet and mingle event. So with that, again, Lisa, Donna, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this opportunity and I look forward to hearing from many of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Meena. I look forward to meeting you at the spa, the Health Center, Vedic Health. And also, we're going to get to meet Dr. Amina Jain on Friday, the 28th, at our Women in the Arts panel. This is our 8th annual, so she'll be there with her colleague Nisha, and tell and share more about it. And there's more in the chat as well as in our March newsletter. As you know, this month we are celebrating Women's History Month, and in celebration of that, we have a special speaker historian who will be speaking on friendly fire, feminism, and the Quakers. So come and learn something about that on Tuesday on Zoom. And I'll put our link in the chat with more details about that as well. And we also have next Wednesday our virtual art exhibition for all the other artists out there. It's Art in Full Bloom with artist Marcy Wolf Hubbard hosting this virtual show, and artists of all abilities are welcome to share their work. So look in the chat. You're also welcome to just join us and tune in and see some wonderful artwork. And now you're going to see some awesome artwork by this she's an exceptionally talented artist, I have to say. And I know a lot of artists, Donna. So Donna Reinsel is actually a fellow breast cancer warrior with me. So she holds a special place in my heart, in addition to being a downtown Silver Spring resident and neighbor to SSTCI. And she can tell you more about that too, about the community where she lives. But now I'd like to introduce metal artist Donna Reinsel. Creates a unique blend of furniture, lighting, jewelry, and sculpture that is at once whimsical and elegant, lovable and disturbing. Donna has designed and built her unusual pieces for nightclubs and restaurants, notably Red in Manhattan, Asylum in Beverly Hills, Club Med in the Bahamas, Bertha's in Baltimore, and Thunder Grill. Fogo de Chao, it's probably my favorite restaurant. My mom is on this call and she can confirm. And Perry's in Washington, D.C. Her quirky creations are embraced by collectors from New York to Los Angeles, Alberta to Marseille. Andy Warhol's partner owns her Fauna Candelabra and the Francis and Sidney Lewis collection of the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts in Richmond. Virginia boasts 5 of her works. Hollywood has taken an interest in Donna's strange aesthetic as well. Her work has appeared in the films Batman Forever, A Vampire in Brooklyn, and Super Mario Brothers. And word has it that Dennis Hopper grabbed her Medusa chandelier from that set. Donna's gallery shows have been prolific, including Modern Age in Soho, Amaranth in Tribeca, Gallery I.O. in New Orleans, the Gallery of Functional Art in Santa Monica, and Joan Roby Gallery in Denver. Her attention-getting designs have often appeared in the spotlight in publications like Metropolis, the New York Times, House and Garden, Southern Accents, the Washington Post, Details, and Interview. Since Donna's second journey through breast cancer began in May 2024, she's turned her creativity to making figurative sculptures she calls pain dolls to describe her experiences to herself and others. She says, I make pain dolls because I want to see a visceral representation of my inner and outer realities. Somehow they help me make sense of pain and loss, and they heal me. Seeing them so caught helps me feel compassion for myself and for anyone who endures challenges, medical and otherwise. My pain dolls help me to accept and understand. Their story is my story. Donna holds a bachelor's of fine arts degree from the Corcoran College of Art and Design in Washington, D.C., and a Bachelor of Science in Applied Design from the University of Maryland, College Park. She teaches metal sculpture and furniture design at the Art League School in Alexandria, and she lives in downtown Silver Spring. So welcome, Donna Reinsel.
Hi, everybody. So excited to see all you guys on here. Um, I I have to say, there are at least two people from Alaska, and I know one from Hawaii. And people I have not seen in a very long time, so I'm really excited to see you. Thank you for the introduction, Lisa. Um, yes, I do. I live in Art Space Silver Spring, which is a residence for artists and musicians and just other creative people. So, and that's in downtown Silver Spring. Um, and I guess Lisa and I met when I was doing a show here. I was doing a pop-up show here, and I got in touch with her for just to see if you could recommend ways to publicize that. So anyway, yeah, I wanted to tell you about my work. I have a PowerPoint I want to put up in a minute, but I thought I'd start with some of my metal work, which is what I normally do. And I do functional and non-functional sculpture. And I teach both of those things at the Art League School too. And uh, um, I just got a nice compliment. Thank you, Horse Snow. Um, um, you threw me off there. So yeah, so I teach, but I haven't been able to teach since I got this diagnosis. Well, I mean, a month or two after that. I had breast cancer before in 2015. And now I found out I had it again in May of 2024. And then around June, kind of things started to happen. And I mean, several surgeries, chemo, um, and I am having complications because I had radiation before. So I am going to have another surgery, which is reconstruction, but it's also to help resolve that issue. They thought I had a really bad form of cancer, but I just got the um, biopsy back a week or two ago that says I don't have that kind of cancer. So I'm really happy about that. Really happy about that. So I thought I'd start with some of my metal work and then some of my jewelry and a little bit about teaching at the Art League, and then I'll talk about the pain dolls some more. So I was wondering if anybody had any questions before I even start with the PowerPoint. No? Anything? No? Okay. Okay, so I'll put the PowerPoint up.
And we'll have time at the end for comments and questions, because yeah, and people can place comments and questions in the chat as well.
So Lisa, that looks small. Am I doing something wrong? It looks,
Yeah, we just
oh,
need
I
to
have
start
something.
from beginning. If you do start from beginning and
Okay.
click start from, then there it goes. It's
Okay,
enlarged.
great. Yeah. Okay, so this is, I've done a lot of commission work that's similar to this. This is, this client just, she had that red sofa and she wanted a sofa a sofa, a table that would fit exactly that height and that width. And I, usually when I do a commission like this, I just look at the person's other furniture. She had a lot of Edgar Brandt, who was designer between Art Nouveau and Art Deco. She had a lot of that his work in her house. So I kind of, riffed off that style. So this is all steel with a glass top. And then these are just some other commissions. This person wanted two of these little side tables. And actually, that chair is not a commission. I just made them because I wanted it. Although then somebody bought it. And I just sold this piece too, which I actually made this as a display for some jewelry for another show. And then someone bought it. So it was kind of recently. So it's Virginia barnwood on just steel, all steel base. This is another commission. And the grapes, I think the picture's kind of bad, but the grapes are made out of like hammered ball bearings, and it's just all steel grapes and leaves. Fireplaces. I don't know. The one on the right is all steel except for that clasp. In the middle is bronze, and the one on the left is a mixture of steel, copper, and bronze. And I thought I'd just throw these in. These are aluminum castings. I made originals from steel and actually Bondo, which is a really hard auto body filler. And I got them cast in Baltimore. And this is an old piece, but you can like it. It's case for iron money. I went to the African Museum right after it opened, and they had iron money. They still have it there. So I don't know why I thought that it needed a case. So I made this. This is a bed I made for commission. The bats lit up. And this is my bed, which I'm not selling. I wanted to sell it when I made it. It was in a show, and then now I'm like, it's copper. It's mostly steel, and those leaves are all copper hammered over the steel. This is all steel. To make something like this, I would create like a coil of steel. This is 1/4-inch round bar, and steel comes in 20-foot lengths, just FYI. So I would cut that up and make coils and then cut those in half. These are not actually half though. These are either more or less than half, depending on, making that shape, whatever I needed to make the shape. And then this called this lizard lounge, and it's like this. I've made several of these in different colors and sizes, and a green one like this was in Super Mario Brothers, and a black like latex one was in Batman Forever. And then this was in that Super Mario Brothers movie too. This is the piece Dennis Hopper took, actually, or a piece like this. And yeah, this is a candle holder. Again, it's like a steel ball, steel hollow steel spears with steel horns, and then I filled those horns in with liquid steel, actually, or Bondo. It's a 2-part epoxy resin. So I do all this welding myself. And then this is called Sherlock screen. People started telling me this looks like an elephant, and I could not see them. And then it's not what I was thinking. But then I suddenly saw it, and I was like, oh yeah, that looks like an elephant. But it's actually copper butters, copper, welded onto a metal back, like a metal rod backing. The piece on the right is called Sahara, and it is, and the screen actually are the bottom part of Sahara is a steel frame with copper over it, and then the top part is this material that I made up over a number of years. It's actually gut. I call it gut, but it's actually hog intestine, which is used as sausage casing. And I started layering it and drying it. And then I use polyester resin over that to stabilize it. Over the years, I have made that stronger and stronger. So now you couldn't really like hit it with a hammer, but you might break it that way, but you could hit it and it wouldn't break. And then the screen is one of the first pieces I made of this. It it was for a show at in Santa Monica. I they wanted you to do a piece in your style that was based on traditional artists. So of course this is Tiffany. And I just dyed that gut and used inks on it. Okay. And these are just these little guys that are like this big. I made a bunch of those in different colors. And this is a client. Um, that top ceiling piece is kind of medieval looking. I just saw this piece again right before I found out I had cancer. I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. Did I actually make that? It's copper. It's a steel frame with steel bands across copper. Like the copper is covering the frame with the bands across that. And then I made those chains. I think I mean, I just wanted this sort of rustic looking round link like that. But that's like, I don't know, kind of crazy. It's like a lot of work, but I really like the way that looks actually. And yeah, this is just another piece. Pretty long. I think it's about, maybe it's about 15 feet long. Um, this is also an older piece, but I've made it a number of times, or versions of it, I should say. And this is some clients in Boulder. I feel like shipping these out there was be expensive, but they're there now. I made 2 of those for them. This one's called It Came from the Sea, and it's just fun. I didn't really have, well, I guess I had somewhat of an idea in mind when I started it, but it's on a life of its own while I was making it. And then this is Antler, what this one's called. Got a light bulb. By the way, I didn't say this, but the ones with this gut have light bulbs inside them, and they make this really nice glow. It's kind of like, it's almost like candlelight or firelight. The color reminds me of that, and it's got this really like interesting texture. And this piece, I was thinking maybe I shouldn't be using that polyester resin anymore. So I made this piece. Can you see down in the bottom right hand corner is the frame, and then this wooden like salad bowl or a fruit bowl or bowl on top of it that comes off. It was a lot of work to fit those horns and cut the steel, I mean not steel, the wood out to fit the horns. The horns are actually a little bit different. They are steel rod, but they are covered with this really stretchy fabric that looks like suede. But it stretches in all directions. And like that blue lizard lounge I said was in those movies, that is also, I didn't really say much about that, but it's got, when I do things like this, it has to be a fabric that stretches like in all directions. And then on that blue one, that's made a lot like this one is, there's a seam down the back of each of these horns on that blue lizard lounge. Though that's a pretty hard piece to make because the seams have to come up straight and meet in the middle underneath the piece. And then on this, I put a finish on this. It wasn't varnish. Oh God, this isn't even that old. It was a clear coat of some kind, which actually made it look like leather, and made this for a show they do at the Art League Gallery every year. That's inside the Torpedo Factory, which where I teach is sort of loosely associated with the Torpedo Factory. But the show they do is called Tabletop, so it has to be pieces that are about eating. So this is called a loaf of bread and bound. And this is just this cookie piece I made. I don't even remember why I made this. I just wanted to see what it would look like, I guess. And this is that same material. This one's dyed yellow. This is a piece I made fairly recently. And it's that same material. That top piece comes off, to change the bulb and everything. And this piece is comes up to my shoulder at the top of it. I'm looking at it. I still have this piece. It's actually almost as tall as I am. Okay. So after I left the Corcoran, I graduated from the Corcoran School of Art. I got a job as a welder in a sort of small manufacturing place called Nearman Weeks. They do like this high end to the trade only steel furniture and also wood furniture, and they put these paint finishes that are really specialized on them. And I was a welder for them for 2 years, so I learned a lot about making furniture, like how like made the same table, I don't even know how many times, or the same chandelier a lot of times. So that's a really good way to learn how to make things and make them stay together. And steel, when you weld steel, it like warps all over the place when it's hot, and then of course it cools exactly how you don't want it to be. So I had to learn how to clamp stuff and not let it move. But while I was working there, I this guy contacted me. Let me see. Yeah, this is a terrible picture, but this is the one that is in Beverly Hills called Asylum. And this guy just ordered like, I think it was 52 lighting fixtures. Those big ones hanging from the ceiling are like 4 feet in diameter. And that fan-shaped one, it's shaped like that, that I showed you before, was one of the designs for this place. And then this is a place at South Street Seaport in Manhattan. And those are my pieces. They're big chili. They called them chili peppers hanging from the ceiling, lit inside. And then there were like 3 or 5 of those big pieces. And then up on the top right, you can see a chandelier there. I think I did like 5 of those, and then some wall pieces for this place. And this is, I believe, still at Union Station, called Thunder Grill, but I believe Thunder Grill has gone. I have not been there because I, haven't been able to go out that much. But I hope the next restaurant that goes in there keeps these. There's another really big piece up on the top floor too. These pieces are like 15 feet tall. And when I made them, I had a big studio in Baltimore at the time. And that's how I could do this. And then this is Fogo de Chao, which is in DC around Federal Triangle, I think. It's around Pennsylvania and F and 11th or 13th. But yeah, so these pieces are really tall too. They're like 15 feet tall. Because I'm going from large to small here. And just some of my bronze work. And then this is a technique I call Iron Age, like this texture right here on this piece, it's steel, like, and same thing with the bottom part of the earring. It's steel, and then I fused bronze and copper onto that until it looks like I want it to look. And then I put a really hard finish on, clear coat on it, so that it doesn't chip, but it also protects, whoever's wearing it from getting green skin, or from it rusting, actually. And this is just a larger piece. This is called Theops because it reminds me of like an Egyptian queen. But that's steel. You can see the steel in the center, and then the bronze and copper on the sides. Same thing. I made those little beads, the bronze, but the rings are that Iron Age. And some more ironing stuff. A whole bunch of letter openers and hairpins, hair sticks, which I don't need anymore. And silver. I think, Susan, you have that one on the left, my sister. And that's more silver. These are called, the two on the right and left are called plant forms. And then this is just some more silver, but these I did with a process called cuttlefish casting, where you create a mold using a cuttlefish bone, and that's where that cool texture comes from. And then I put these heat resistant stones in there, and the silver, this is silver poured into the carved out cuttlefish bone. So you cut the cuttlefish bone in half, carve it out, put it back together, pour silver in there. And it's always a surprise. Often a surprise you don't want to see. But then you can just take the silver and put it back, melt it again and pour it into something. These are some crocheted necklaces. These are just a ton of chain stitching with the beads on it, on the wire. And this is crocheted too, but not in strings. It's sort of more crocheted like a textile. And then it has all the ones I've done like this have like some sort of beautiful fabric on the back, like a brocade. Just another crochet piece. I crocheted this piece too, and then I made that cap, that top for it. It opens. It's a little lid with a hinge. And this is a necklace I put together with stone. These are hematites. The rectangular stones are hematite, and then the chain. And this necklace is made out of fishing parts, fishing lures here, and swivels right there. And this is another style. I call this Nouveau, sort of after Art Nouveau. Same style. And the same style, but with bronze. And the one on the left is amethyst. The one on the right is malachite. No, it's not. It's lapis lazuli. Okay. So I thought I'd put some fun pictures of people welding, and like I realized when I was putting some of my students in here, I realized I really miss teaching and I miss all the people. So I ended up putting more people in there than I meant to, but I hope you'll put up with me and my feelings about what I do. I really do love teaching people how to weld. I especially love teaching women how to weld. Because, you know, we don't always, we're not always thought of as welders, but I think it's such an empowering thing to know how to do. Um, and I tell my women students, you know, after they learn, a lot of times they're scared, and then once they do it, like even once they light the torch one time, they're like, they get really excited, and then they start feeling really excited when they start welding. And then I tell them what badasses they are, which they are, every one of them. This is a father and son team that took my class for a long time. And just a few more students. The woman on the left has, what she's hammering is a red hot ball of steel. It has to be red hot, almost melted to hammer it. She was putting a texture on those balls. And then Alex in the middle is grinding. It's just, I don't know, it's a lot of fun. It's loud and dirty and fun. So yeah, just some other folks having fun. Ariana is on the left. That's a plasma cutter. You can cut out steel feet with it. It's like drawing. It's like drawing with lightning is what it is. It's plasma coming out the end of that nozzle she's holding. The woman in the middle is making this gorgeous fish. And then Michael is this one. Okay, and a little bit more student work. My students build a box as their first project, and a little box. And that way they learn how to weld, and I can see, and they can see that they know how to weld. And I think there are a few previous students of mine on here. Brad, I saw you there. Oh yes, and also Horst. Uh, anyway, after they make the box, they can make whatever they want, and I help them. Like, you have some crazy idea, and I'm like, okay, how are we going to do this? So I walk them through, like, I mean, obviously, if somebody never welded before, they don't know what to buy, they don't know where to buy it, they don't know how much, or even how it comes, you know, how it's milled, I mean. So I go through it with each of my students. I have 12 in each class, so it's fairly manageable. And then I normally teach 5 classes. A lot of my students have come back like time after time after time. Like, I know one student taken my class 30 times, and others just because it's so much fun. And you know, so I don't teach I only teach the new people each time how to weld, obviously. Okay, and a couple more student projects. The piece on the left is like, it spins, it's the earth. The Hebrew script is about protecting the earth. Actually, the piece on the left behind that piece is one of my students, and so is the one on the right behind it. I think this might be almost it, but these are just some more pieces that were done in the classes. Up and down. This is the one on the left is I think it's like 1 inch by 8 inch flat steel bar standing up on its edge. And then he poured resin in there for the color. And the one on the right, can you even believe this piece? This is called a straight. Isaac, what's the name of that piece? Yeah, tensegrity table. Yeah. So can you see that the top is hanging from the bottom? And there's just a little piece of fishing line between those, but there's also some really super taut fishing line at each of the corners. And that's all holding that off. It's the coolest thing. So this guy had this idea, he wants to do this. So, you know, we talked about it and worked it out. Inside the bottom frame if you know what a turnbuckle is, it's like a thing you can hook like the ends of the fishing line onto. This was my suggestion to cut the bottoms out of those square bars on the bottom, like the bottoms are gone from there, and the turnbuckles are up in there. Those are these longish things you can twist them to tighten them. It's like a screw inside there, and you can twist it. So that's how we got the fishing line tight like this, enough to hold the top up. So like this is really fun for me because I love problem solving and figuring out how to make stuff, and I don't have to do the work, and I feel like they do it themselves. And these great pieces come out. Yeah. Okay, so a couple more. Just you can see the one on the right's all from the scrap pile in the studio, and yeah. So I also, this is the last couple slides about teaching. This class I teach, Jumpstart and Welding, where everybody, it's a weekend class, Saturday and Sunday, and everybody makes a pig. Like the pigs are about maybe 6 or 8 inches tall. So usually Saturday morning, I have 12 people who have never welded before, and on Sunday afternoon, they have a pig. So I teach a whole bunch of different skills. And it is a crazy weekend. I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's fun. I don't know if any of my relatives who have taken that class, but or in this, but I know I see Linda there. um, I some of our relatives have come down from Pennsylvania to take the class. So that's Jumpstart, and this is the Auto Woman project where everybody makes a steel base with me, and then they go down to the Alexandria Seaport Foundation and make that beautiful hardwood box. And the top, and then they bring the top back up on the last day of class, and I help them upholster it. Yeah, so we do that. The Art League does that as an outreach class for we give the proceeds to the Seaport Foundation. Okay, now for pain dolls. I was wondering though if I could ask if anybody wanted to ask any questions before I start with the pain doll. I'm not seeing anybody, is that correct?
Yeah,
Oh, Pam?
I can't find the hand that raises in the icon.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
you know, I was amazed at the very first slides that you showed of the grapes and the leaves. I thought for sure that was cast because there's so much going on there and it's so irregular.
Oh,
The way you put it
actually,
together.
full disclosure, the leaves there was a little table, a round table. The leaves on that are cast in aluminum, but the rest of it is formed. I also made like a plasticine, which you guys is like a non-hardening clay. I made leaves. And then I cast that in hydrocal, which is like a really hard
Yeah.
plaster.
Yeah.
Took it to that foundry I used to go to in
Oh, you
Baltimore.
did? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And
Yeah.
and got those leaves cast. But I made the grapes and the little, tendrils and all that out of steel. Yeah,
Oh,
thanks,
yeah.
Pam.
Yeah, I like the texture of them. So it looks so much like you did cast them, but actually casting is a lot of work as much as trying to do it with welding and steel because you have to have those different stages.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, they were sand casted, so it's a lot cheaper and it's only one
Uh-huh.
side, but
Uh-huh.
and easier. But yeah, it's did
And
anybody else?
one other question about your horns, the things that I'm real familiar with the rings that go into horns. I can't remember, but are those rings attached to like a spine, or is it
Yeah,
the skinning that holds them together?
I make the rings
Uh,
by doing with a coil, coiling the steel around a pipe, like a regular pipe, and I have all different sizes of pipes. And then I cut those, and then yes, I have a spine, like one piece of
okay,
steel that goes up the back, and then I curve
okay,
that and weld all those rings onto it.
okay.
Yeah,
Because some of them look like they're floating, and that the hide is actually holding it together.
yeah, I
Interesting.
try to hide it. Yeah, to
Yeah,
be
but
fine.
still, yeah, it gives a feeling of floating rather than some stick, going through it, some pole. So I had
Yeah,
forgotten that about your work. Thanks.
thanks, thanks, Pam. I
Thank you,
can't see
Pam.
everybody. Is there anybody else?
Yeah, I was wondering, Donna, such wonderful work you have here. It's just amazing. I agree with Susan, who says a lot of your work looks like it's from a Bronze Age exhibition in a museum. And
Oh,
that leads me to my next question, and others had the same question. What are your inspirations?
mm. So nature, horns and plants and plant pods and things like that for the pieces that look like lamps. For the more traditional looking work that I showed at first, it's traditional work. Like I said, that one table, I kind of based it on things that Edgar Brandt did. I really like um old metalwork. So I have books that have like, just old gates and things like that for the pieces that look like iron work. Um, but yeah, mostly it's nature. I'm trying to go back and think of what I've shared. And then I don't know what else. It just kind of comes to me. I think just because
Mhm.
I've done it certain ways kind of a lot of times. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, some of it's very primordial, but also echoing other eras like the Bronze Age or maybe Vikings come to mind for some
Yeah,
of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like it's
I
I
love
mean
that.
I see why it your work is wanted in movies. So exciting.
Thanks, Lisa.
Yeah. Which movie was it? What was the most famous movie your work appears in?
Probably Batman Forever.
Yeah. Right, Batman. And it was the table, was it?
I had 7 pieces in that
Wow.
movie, and there were like that many in the Super Mario Brothers movie. And, A
Wow.
Vampire in Brooklyn was another one.
Which
Um,
which Batman movie?
for Batman Forever,
Forever.
Val Kilmer. My work was Two-Face was in that movie, and he had an apartment with a dark and a light side, and he had a dark and a light girlfriend. And so of course my work was on the side of his apartment.
Right. And a quick question, was that beautiful purple gemstone on the ring? I'm very interested. Is that available? And what stone is that?
It's actually a cubic
Oh,
zirconia, because of the heat, it has to be
oh,
that. You can use emeralds and sapphires with that much heat too. But yeah, it's that. I didn't want to spend too much on the stones because they still can close. I have that purple ring
oh.
still.
Well, I'm gonna
Um,
have to come visit you soon.
yeah, come and visit me.
Great. Well, I think we'll go on to pain dolls and then we'll have
Okay.
more time for Q&A. Thank you.
Okay. So just to tell you guys, when I started making dolls actually when I was a little kid, and but just to make dolls, and then when I had Isaac, and Isaac's 22 now, I think I was pretty like my whole life changed, and I was feeling kind of down, and I started making these dolls that had a lot of emotion, I thought, to them, but I never really did anything with them. I just made them. Then and then I made a few more after that. but I never really thought about them as something I'd want to show somebody. I thought they were like, I don't know, like I was doing metal work and those were just for me. Then in May, I made the first pain doll, and I mean, I started making it, and I was really just thinking about, just expressing things that I had felt. And actually, I have that one right here. So all she has is like this breast and like hand pain, and sometimes I feel like I can't really, like my hands are not, it's hard to use them. And then I also have a broken ankle that never healed right. Um, I'm kind of working on that one now. But so I made this piece and I don't know, I just thought I just wanted to express. While I was making it, I got diagnosed with breast cancer again. So it's like, okay, I I don't know. Then I just started doing them. Um this was the second one. And this time, the same breast, and then I remembered I have tattoos under my arms and in the center here. Um, this is let me think. Yeah, this is reversed. It's a mirror image. But when I did this, I have a lot of hardware in my ankle, and when I made this leg, and I saw it, it's like a lot of screws into this piece of wood. I almost started crying. I was like,
Let's stop your share so that we can
oh, you
see
guys, can you not see me?
only in thumbnail. Yeah. There
Thanks,
you go.
Susan. If
Now we
that
can
was
see better.
now you can see it. Okay, sorry. These screws. When I saw the screws, because there are 20 screws in my leg and 2 plates in my ankle. I almost started crying because that I was like, that's it right there. So then that sort of spurred me on to like keep making these. It's like I can see, like my hand here. I have arthritis in this wrist, and you know, I'm trying to remember. I guess I had been diagnosed by this one. Anyways, so it just somehow like it was really to show myself like how this feels. This is one when I knew that I was going to have to get my hair cut. The leg, same thing. This is just like a piece of like a steel spiral I had made before, and a lot of them have like bird feet. Um, but yeah, so this is when I thought I was going to have to cut my hair, and I was very hair sensitive at the time. I used to have pretty long hair, and so this one just I gave her a lot of hair. If I do this, the slides are kind of a repeat of this, but some of this is a bat, and she has the ankle problem too. But when I see these, I'm like, that's it right there. That's how I feel. And I think I was feeling at first I was feeling pretty angry about this diagnosis. And so I think that's why I made these claws or wings or whatever they are. It helped me with just, that feeling of like, rah, I'm so mad. So, I don't know, maybe I could go on and, show you the slides, or, I could show you a couple more of these poor girls. This is when I was having chemo, and, my hair was starting to fall out too. Plus I got, shingles right after I had a mastectomy and COVID. So, and these, I always put this on the back of the head because I had a head injury a while back. But these, hoses and all, it just feels sometimes when you have a lot of medical stuff going on, like you're just being caught and stopped. Um, this one, it's too dark back there to see it, but this is the one where I really was feeling trapped in medical stuff. And I had like a drain here, I had a port here, and they just cut you and put stuff in you any old time they want to. And just her hands, and well, she of course has her head injury, and
Wait a minute, does that one hang? Does that hang?
yeah,
The way you're
yes,
holding it? Oh,
it hangs like this.
ah, nice.
So I had these on hooks, um, on the wall. These, I just put these behind me so they'd be, um, uh, so I could get to them easier. But this one, um, like this is a skeleton, like hand and foot. And this one, she has all this grease stuff in her foot, in her leg. And then this right here is a hole where you can see her ribs through there. I've had some complications, and there literally was, it has been a couple times a hole straight into me, like open, and I've had to get it sewn shut a few times. And then I'll just show you another one that's hanging here. This is not all of them. There are 22 right now. This is a mermaid. She hangs like this. I had an eye infection, so she only has one red eye. I had a breast infection, so those green beads are showing out. This beaded chain is like a port and a drain and stuff. But she's a mermaid. And I did a mermaid because I felt like on land a mermaid can't walk. And then she also doesn't have any arms. So I think I must have been feeling pretty powerless when I made this one. So that feeling of like showing that I wasn't really showing them to people yet when I made these, but showing myself how powerless I felt. And it's like it was like constant surprises, like, okay, what is next? It just keeps hitting you. I don't know. I know probably some of you all have been through things like this, and you know how frustrating it can be. This is another one. Did I showed you this one already? It has a companion one that was also when I was getting chemo. Oh, she has a syringe for her life. I just finished this one. It has a tail. Pain can make you feel kind of like an animal, like just like you're just not in your head anymore and all. It's just your body. So I think she's a cat. And then I got some silver spoons I used for her leg. And the tears here, no, she's getting her hair back. But I want to show you actually, another one. Okay. This one, this is her leg. She is really long. The tear, this piece of, and that's her hand. The tears are those beads, and it's called Tears for Our Fathers because my dad passed away on December 28th, and his brother died a month later. Plus, an aunt and a cousin died in that same time period. So, I just felt like I'm showing a lot of physical pain, but I just wanted to show to myself, these tears are, I feel like I'm gonna start crying now, but that my emotional non-physical pain has to be acknowledged too. Okay. Should, I guess I could show the slides, which is, I don't think I've shown you all the paint dolls, but, I could show them again. Okay. All right. So, I'll just go back over these quickly because you just saw a lot of these. Mm. Oh, this piece, yeah. This is the third one I made, and obviously it's paint on number 3. But I was so down about, just so down about the thing at the beginning. I rallied and just started like, the beginning of something like this seems like the worst. And then when you get a treatment plan and you start doing it, then it's just like, okay, just tell me where to show up and what time and I'll do it. I'll be there. But boy, when it starts and you don't know what's going to happen, it was getting to me. This one does show emotion actually very well. And then this is another one I didn't show you before. The same kind of leg, but this was right after I got my hair cut. I got it cut into the short style first, like 2 days before I started chemo, because I want to donate my hair. It was pretty long, and um, you can't donate it after you start chemo because it's too toxic. So I got it cut, and this was about that. And I showed you this one. I think you might be able to see them better in the slides than in person or on the screen. And then this was after the mastectomy, and I just, uh, that's blood. And it's just not a cool thing. It's not, it's good. So that's how I felt. Um, and I think, I don't know why, I can't say why I, um, embroidered purple on her face, but, I think it was, I gotta think about that, but it has some kind of meaning. Um, and yeah, this is at that. It, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have like a little row of people down here. Can you see that? Am I sharing the tail covering the piece? No, you can see the whole piece. Okay. And then, yeah, this is that same time when my hair was really not looking good. Like I got this cute cut. My friend Nancy took me to get my hair cut, and I was all like, okay, I don't have long hair anymore, but I have kind of like cheek do for 2 days. Um, and it did stay in after I think the first chemo, and then it just started coming out, and that's terrible. So that's kind of how I feel it there. Just messed up hair. And then, yeah, I do have the drains and all that stuff on this one too. These pieces hang on the walls with like nails under their underarms, and they're really tall. I mean, they're probably about 3 feet tall. Yeah, I showed you that one. Hair sensitivity here. And yeah. Things in you, like a drain and a port and stuff, really makes you feel like bionic or something. And this is that piece I showed you. Yeah, so This one, that bead chain is where I had ports coming out. The one on the right, the picture on the right, she has them coming out her arm too, because they thought I had like this terrible infection. So I had to go down to infectious diseases every day for 2 weeks from Silver Spring to Annandale, and have these antibiotics put in me. So sometimes they left the contraption in my arm. But yeah, as soon as they started putting those antibiotics in me, I would fall asleep, and I couldn't drive. So I had to ask all my family and friends to drive me down there 14, 15 times in a row. And I would just come home and fall asleep for the whole rest of the day until, I mean, it was like a lost couple weeks there. But, yeah, this is another one, same kind of thing. And all the red is where, I have some kind of a incision. And this poor girl, I don't know, I just felt like she was complete. And I think this is when I was feeling pretty pain. Yeah, this is that piece I showed you. And I called this one, Does This Look Like Hope? Because she's white, and I thought that seemed like hope, and she's looking up, and where she's hanging there, she's looking out the window, so sun and everything. And I put this fancy like embroidery on there because I felt hopeful then. But the hair, yeah, I just had some little teeny spike coming out at that time. Whoops. And then that poor breast. I've just had a lot of complications and it's been kind of painful. So that's what that that is. It's wire crocheted. At the time, that's what that felt like. Oh, yeah. This was called Incan mumming. It's like they find these mummies in caves and stuff. I This is made out of like there's a form under there, but it's used tea bags and this paste. And then I crocheted that little poncho and made that jewelry for her. Also, that she's got the screws in her leg. I think I was feeling, I guess I could say death adjacent when I made this, because it just seemed like we were just losing people in our family. I was very, it's about grief. But she doesn't have any of the physical pain except the ankle. And then this is the last one, the cat. Let's call her a cat. And I can't tell if my hair's gonna be gray or it almost looks like I have frosted tips and my hair's like black. My hair was never black. It was like brown. And when it's growing back, it changes. And I know Candace, I saw you on here. I can't see you now, but Candace told me that her hair kind of did that. So, I don't know, it would be kind of cool if I cut the frosted tips and whisper. We'll see. I'm just happy it's hair. So, yeah, that's what I have, you guys. I'll stop this there. And did I do that so you can see now? Can you see me now? Yeah, okay.
Yes, that was really fascinating. Such wonderful work. Donna, that's great.
Thank
Such
you.
an array of emotions there
Yeah.
that I could relate to, you know, the your journey with breast cancer, with the having an open wound and the drains, and it's a lot of gruesome stuff, you know,
Yeah.
and then there's pain too, and the
Mhm.
changes in our appearance, and you know, but you still have your such vibrancy and creativity and passion. So, you know, you're still very strong and
Yeah.
doing so much wonderful work and being an inspiration for us all. I think
Thank
we
you.
I raised my hand.
have questions.
Found
Yeah.
it.
I'm gonna add
Um,
you to the
you
side.
know, it's such a terrible thing that you've had to go through for quite a few years too, for it to come back. But I don't feel like your work is macabre or shocking. The colors are nice, and the and meaningful, and the mixed media parts like the syringes and all. I mean, it's alarming, but it's not, you know, it's not, it doesn't make me turn away, you know. So, and I think that that's one of your talents, to communicate something, but not create so much pain in somebody else, you know, looking at it, but we can understand it, we can sympathize with it. I haven't gone through anything like that. I've been fortunate. Um, but so it's sort of you're being gentle with letting us know how it is for those who haven't gone through it.
Yeah, thanks, man. Um, I feel like, yeah, I don't want to alarm anybody, and I don't want to like whine about it. I just want to express it. I don't feel like a victim or anything like that. It's just, you know, we got to take care of this, and thank goodness there's a way to take care of it. That's my thing, is gratitude about that. That not like, oh, boo-hoo, I have to go to chemo, which, but I'm so glad that they have something like that. And yeah, you know, I'd rather have half an inch long hair than be dead. So, um, yeah, thanks, Pam. I appreciate it. I feel like too, like, I think that because I think it's because have expressed what I'm going through, that other people are expressing to me what they're going through too. And it's not necessarily medical stuff, but other things too, you know, like more emotional stuff too, or other kinds of medical things. So I feel like, you know, in a way, expressing pain makes it less of a lonely thing. I mean, because when you have pain, you know, you're like alone in it. Like nobody else can literally feel it, but you can share it without hurting somebody else. Um, you're you're mostly though alone when I can talk about and hear about other people's um, situations. I feel less alone and more connected. Mm.
Thank you, Pam. And next up, we have a question or comment from Antoinette.
Hello,
Hi,
Donna. So happy to see you. And I
you've
love
been
your
here the whole time.
hairstyle.
Thank
Looks
you.
amazing.
Thank you. There was a picture of you in my
I
past.
saw that.
Oh,
Yeah,
you were here.
I
I didn't see
was.
you
Yeah, I
there.
did. Yeah. I saw it. I was smiling, but I was so happy when I was taking the welding class. You're a phenomenal teacher, which I said in the comments, and your love for welding and just being creative, spills out into other people, and you're so supportive in guiding people in their projects, and your creativity is phenomenal. And
Oh,
and I've seen that
thank
in your
you.
jewelry, in the pictures of your furniture. And, I was following along a little bit as you were making your pain dolls during your treatment. And I was just always struck by you were just describing that you felt powerless at times during, the treatments. And I was always struck by what a powerful statement you were making by making the dolls, right? And
Mm,
you're just being an artist through and through, no matter what it is that you happen to be going through. And
mm.
now to see this body of work that you have at the end is extremely powerful. And I think I'm also struck by how vulnerable you have been by making these dolls and sharing them and sharing with people what your experience has been like. I think that in itself is inspirational. You kind of make other people feel like it's okay to be vulnerable, because we should be vulnerable, right? So if we can open ourselves up to others, others will also open themselves up to us, which is what you were just kind of talking about. So
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm blown away. Phenomenal.
Oh,
Fantastic.
thank you so much. Thank you. I hope I see you in person soon.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Antoinette. Where are you tuning in
Yeah.
from, Antoinette?
DC.
Okay, you're here in DC. I'm also
Yes.
in DC.
Okay.
Great. And so I see there's quite a few of your students here, Donna.
Well, good.
Like,
I can't
there
see
were a few, I
comments.
think. Yeah, I asked to say in the chat to let us know if you've studied under Donna, what you studied. Do you mainly teach metalwork then?
Yeah, I teach 5 sections of, it's called steel, what's it called, you guys? Metal sculpture and furniture. We used to have them separate, and then to me, I don't see a difference between functional and non-functional. So artwork, so we put them together. The school, I'm talking about the school, and I made them one class. So that's what I teach. I teach the same class, but 5 times a quarter, but it's so different depending on who's in the class.
Mm-hmm. And where do you teach that?
It's the Art League School. It's in Alexandria. It's sort of loosely connected to the torpedo factory.
Mm-hmm.
Our school office and the Art League gallery and the school store are inside the torpedo factory.
Okay.
You know that the Art League was started in 1954, and the torpedo factory was opened in 1972. So
Mhm.
there's been a lot of history where they come together and then go apart. So that's where we are right now. We're there.
Great. I see Candace here has a comment or question for you.
Hi, excuse me. Hi, Donna. It's wonderful to see you and see all of your work. It's extremely powerful, and I would love to see you do like a show with all of the pain dolls. I think um, maybe even talking to the folks at Life with Cancer to see if they would be interested in hosting it, because I think that it speaks to your experience, and I could totally relate to feeling like I had tubes hanging out of me and open wounds, and it just I think that there's so much in there that is a shared experience for folks who've gone through similar things, and I think that knowing that you're not alone is powerful, and knowing, okay, someone else has survived this. These treatments that suck, excuse me,
Mhm.
are actually going to help me to live a long and healthy life, and Anyway, I wanted to thank you for doing this and to encourage you to do a show with them all.
I thank you very much, Candace. I do want to do a show. And I know I did talk to Dr. Lolak at Life with Cancer, and he suggested Healing Center for the Arts, which is I think on U Street. If anybody has any ideas, I would love to hear that later if you wanted to get in touch with me on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. But I really do want to do a show. And I'm not done. I have 4 dolls right behind me that are started. And, I'm gonna keep making them. But you guys, I have to tell you, Candace put on Facebook, like I was running out of yarn, and Candace put it on Facebook to her friends to, you know, she collected yarn and brought it to me at a silent retreat we had at Life with Cancer. And I'm gonna cry. That was just so thoughtful of you to do that. And I mean, now the newer pieces like this one, that's from that. Actually, these 2 behind me are from that. These are pregnant skeletons, you guys. I think you gave, what was yours? This tea? Anyways, yeah, that was just very, very thoughtful of you. And I would have had to go and like ruin the yarn if you hadn't done that. So thank you.
I'm just glad it worked out, and I definitely wanted to help facilitate the creation that I could tell was going on. It's amazing. So thank you again for sharing them, and I'm happy that it was helpful for you.
Thank you very much.
Great, thank you, Candace. I do have a recommendation. I think we both go to Nova Shar.
Yeah, we do.
So you probably know that they have a wonderful collection of artwork. I'm sure they would love to exhibit some of the work there.
Mm-hmm.
You
You
know,
mean
especially
the artwork they have on the walls and in the little gallery they have? Is that-
right, all throughout. Yeah,
Yeah, it's such a lovely place. I can,
it
you know,
is.
it's a Cancer Institute, but it's like an art work
It
gallery.
makes it almost pleasant, you know, to go to
Yeah,
the treatments and the
yeah.
visits, doctor's visits. But yeah, so check.
Uh,
Have you been exhibited in the Betty Mae Kramer Gallery in the Civic Building yet?
No.
That's managed by the Arts and Humanities Council. You just need to be a Montgomery County resident. I'm sure they would love to feature your work too sometime. You should
Okay.
send in a query about that to them.
Okay. That's
So
a really good. Thank you. I'll
yeah.
check that out. Yeah. Yeah.
Do we have any more comments or questions for Donna? I see there are a lot in the chat. We have
I
several
have
of
to
your
look at that.
students here. All your students love you.
Oh, I'm looking at the list of people who are here. You
Yeah.
guys, it's wonderful. Thank you for
Yes.
being here. Lisa,
Yeah.
can I keep the chat after this so I can read
Can
it?
you, okay, to save the chat,
Save the chat. Yeah.
it will show up in the video recording.
Okay.
And you can also save the chat by going to the chat and clicking the 3 dot where it says Metalwork Pain Dolls and the Metalwork Pain Dolls and the Wonder of Creativity and Healing.
Mhm.
Click the 3 dots and save the chat. But it will also show up in the recording, which I'll get to you as well. And
Okay.
oh, artist Nadia Babich, who is among the artists featured in this year's Women in the Arts panel on Friday, March 28th at 7 p.m. in the Civic Building. I hope you can join us. Said that your work reminds her of Frida Kahlo, which I also agree very reminiscent of Frida Kahlo's work.
Yeah,
Um,
she worked a lot with her pain. Yes.
And vibrant colors and kind of still a lot of whimsicalness and you know, just almost magical realism kind of, yeah, feeling. Oh, Antoinette. Hello, Antoinette.
I just one more question. I thought about this before and it slipped my mind, but did you crochet the body of the dolls?
Oh, that is a good question. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
And yeah, I learned how to crochet when I was pretty young,
It's
from my
phenomenal.
mom, who I think is still here, and Grandma Bauer and Mrs. Coulter, who lived next door to us, or sometimes lived next door to us. I learned how to crochet, and but this, even making dolls crocheted like this, I think I was pretty young, but to make forms, you know, like to create a form out of crochet is pretty hard to do. Like it takes, I mean, you can't just pick up, like, to add and subtract. You guys, I couldn't follow a crochet pattern to save my life, but I know, like, I use the same stitch or a couple of different stitches, but mostly one of them all the time to create the form, to add stitches and subtract them to make the form. Sometimes I have a metal armature in there, and sometimes I don't. I mean, like this piece has an armature inside it, but her arms don't. This one's arms don't. And the ones that hang on the wall don't have armatures because, like, I like that, like they kind of hang inside. So yes, but I do. I make the form, and sometimes, like, I just start another form even if I haven't finished. Like right now I have 4 or maybe 5 going because the crocheting part is so relaxing. Just that repetitive, you know, hand motion. And then when I put the embroidery and whatever other parts I put on is more, like, you know, I have to use my brain and think about what I'm doing, but with the crochet, that's very relaxing. That was a
Very
really
cool.
good question. I should have said that at the very beginning.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Antoinette. So, are you making more pain dolls, Donna? Are you continuing to make pain dolls? Tell us about your current projects.
Okay, I have this one, which just really needs, she's finished except for she needs, this is blue, you can tell that, but it's pretty dark in here. And I remember this terrible new scar. I mean, it's not new, it's old. But I started putting on there. And, you know, her hair's coming back, but she needs more. There's more on this one. I'm making 2 pregnant skeletons. This one. I don't know why they're pregnant skeletons, but it had to be done. And one thing is, you know, when you're working intuitively, I should say when I'm working intuitively, I can't ask questions. I just have to follow it. And maybe I'll figure it out later, but maybe I won't. I have another one here. Here. One that's like really soft. The lure. She doesn't have any legs yet. But that's kind of how they look before they get. I might put an armature in her, but I'm not. I don't know yet. But this is also some of that yarn canvas stuff. So that's, I guess I have 4 here, 4 here that I'm working on. But I'm just going to keep making the bodies. And I think that there may come a time when I, you know, include the past pain, but I feel like, and it's funny, Lisa, you used the word warrior. I had some ideas for warriors, instead of painful. But whatever, as I get past, I think I said it already, I have that pretty big surgery on the 24th and then 8 weeks recovery. And after that, I don't have anything else. I don't have any other medical things. So I'm like, I'm going to get better after that. I'm going to be like good after that. So I might not need to make paint dolls anymore. Maybe I'll make a different kind of dolls. I don't know.
Great. Well, we wish you all the best on your healing journey, and we look forward to continuing to see more of your work too, Donna. It's been really really wonderful to see the vast array of your talent and
Thank you, Lisa.
so much expression. And there's so many comments here in the chat.
I'm gonna read them all right now.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your inspiring journey, and yeah, many nice wishes there. But we'll have the video available, recording available. So thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you soon in person in downtown Silver Spring.
Yes, me too. And I also wanted to say, you could follow me on Facebook or Instagram. And also my website, I have the paint dolls on the homepage there, DonnaReinsel.com.
Great. Oh, and I think I wanted to give a shout out. She popped on and then she's here again. Camilla Bryce Laporte, who's a doll artist.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you know Camilla. I don't know
Yeah.
if
Is your camera on?
her camera is not on at the moment,
Okay.
but
Okay.
maybe yeah, so
Oh, there, I see.
here
Oh,
she is. Yeah, I think she'll like to say hi. And Camilla has an upcoming exhibition she's been super busy with at the Sandy Spring Museum. And we're gonna do a tour there on Wednesday, April 9th. It's coming up soon at 2 o'clock as part of our Sparkle program. Yeah, hi Camilla. Tell us a little about that.
First, Donna, thank you so much for sharing. Good work. I wasn't here at the very beginning because I was driving in from Baltimore collecting stuff for the exhibit, but uh, um, your ability to do something positive with those emotions, that is very deep, and also to bring other people to the table. That's what it's all about. So I
thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much. That means a
Thank
lot. Thank you.
Yeah. So our exhibit, as long as I have breath in my body, and the title alone should tell you something, right? It's the endless work of artists, especially African American doll artists and puppets, and these people are multidisciplinary artists who happen to also make puppets and textiles and dolls. And we are looking at it's a retrospective look, and also looking at how art and social activism work together, especially during our time. We didn't think about it. We were trying to make new roads for all kinds of people. And art was one of the most powerful vehicles, right? And the simple doll. We're looking at the doll and the puppets and the quilts as a way of expressing a lot of things. We have a beautiful um, AIDS, something having to do with AIDS. We have things having to do with homelessness, and those things that in process, the group that we're celebrating is the 45th anniversary of arts activism. And we are celebrating it through three-dimensional objects. So I hope you come up, especially people of uh, our generation. It's going to mean something to them. It was a very powerful time, and it's a counter to what's actually happening right now. in real time. I can't believe we're here again, but it's actually a good thing because it makes us remember how hard we worked to move things forwards for everybody. So that's what we're doing. I'm tired. I'm sorry because I was driving to get to the artists today. So we have 29 artists represented in the show and many, many musicians from in process. We'll have drumming and all of that in the opening day. We'll have several public events. Francine, who was here before Donna, when you were here on our programs, Francine is doing a doll making, a healing art for adults workshop. So you two should really get together. Even if
Yes.
if you come, that would be a wonderful thing.
Yeah, I would love
I
to
hope,
do that.
yeah.
My sister, Susan, who's on here, and I are gonna come up and see the show. Too.
Great.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you so much.
I'll be at the
Thank you
opening as
so much.
well.
Thank you so
What time
much.
is the opening event on Sunday, April 6th?
It's from 1 to 4. We're gonna do, processional and blessing and all of that. And I hope you all can come to Sandy Spring. If you haven't been to Sandy Spring, it's a beautiful area and a beautiful museum. We're locking that down right now. But I hope you can come out. And if you can't come that day, come for the artist talk. And Donna, that should be also meaningful to you because we're going to talk about art as craft and fine art. You know that crazy line that somebody drew up and said you can do one, but you can't do both. So we'll
Yes.
be talking about that and the power of making, right? So I hope you
Yes.
can come. That'll be a family day on April the 26th. We'll have a children's
Okay.
workshop and we'll have a community sing that day too. So a lot will be going on having to do with healing and all of that. So it'll be great to have you come out and for us to
I would
meet
love to.
finally outside of the screen.
Yeah. 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 I have that surgery, but that's a month after that. So I hope I can do that. Yeah. I don't want
And
to
if you
miss
can,
it.
yeah, if you can't, we will get together. All of us will
Yeah.
get together. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
bring your pain dolls too with you. Bring a
yeah,
couple of your dolls with you so we can see them in person.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
and let me know
Yeah.
if you need a ride over there. I'll pick you up.
Oh,
So,
thank you, Lisa.
yeah,
Thanks.
great to see you,
Yeah.
Camilla, and look forward to
Thank
the
you.
opening
Thank you
on
all.
the 6th.
I love all the comments. Thank you.
Great.
Congratulations
you.
again, Don.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much, Camilla.
Yes, this has
All
been
right.
so
Bye.
fascinating and we're all connected in so many ways, which is wonderful. So thank you
Yeah.
again, Donna Reinsel, for sharing your wonderful work and warmest wishes to you on your journey. And we look forward to seeing more of your creativity flowing, continuing to flow. And thank you. And the recording will be available shortly. So thank you
Okay.
again, everyone.
Put it on my website if that's possible to do.
Yes,
But
yes.
yeah, thank you so much for asking me to do this tonight. I really enjoyed it. And I love seeing all you guys. I haven't, well, I see Linda there, Allison. We saw each other recently, but some of you all, I haven't seen in a while. So my mom's here.
Oh, great.
Hi.